For Greeny, that is Alan Hahn. Alan Hahn with the collar.
Just unbutton one more button like Richard Jefferson.
Looks like John Travolta. He looks fantastic.
Give the ladies what they want.
Where's RJ? You got nothing on me.
We got Wendy also looking good. We've got Joe. We've got Jay. We've also got a great football crew, and PK Subban will join us shortly. But let's start with the game of the night. Game 2, Eastern Conference Finals. Knicks hosting the Cavaliers. And here comes Jalen Brunson, the hero from Game 1. Early on, Jalen Brunson misses. Mitchell Robinson tips it in. Knicks take a 2-point lead. Then Knicks up 2. Josh Hart from the corner. You'll see plenty of him in this highlight. Josh Hart would have 12 first-half points. More on him in a bit.
Get a handle.
What a pass. Oh, my
What a pass. Get some active hands defensively.
That pass was insane, though.
Insane look. Method Man performed at halftime, third quarter. Here we go.
M-E-T-H-O-D.
Jalen Brunson.
Came to bring the pain.
Deep three. So now that's a little 3-0 run, right? Well, here's Mitchell. Misses, and look at them in transition. Cat to Brunson to Hart. Bucket. 5-0 run. I understand. 5-0 run. You're like, whatever, 5-0 run. Just listen here because it's the beginning. Stay with it.
Stay with it.
Brunson again.
Tough
that
spot.
is 7-0 run. John Starks is happy in the background there. Here we go. Another steal.
Oh, look, a turnover from the Cavs. That doesn't happen.
Hart to Bridges with the finish. 9-0 run. Who's happy? That guy's happy. We know him. Look at that. Chalamet. Deep three from Hart. Good. 14-0 run, but we're not done.
Shoot it.
Hart again. It's an 18-0 run, the Knicks' longest unanswered scoring run this entire postseason.
Cavs called timeout at least.
They did.
Did call a timeout. Kenny Atkinson, yes, he used one. But here's Mitchell. This cuts it to 8. And I was in the Garden last night. It was quiet for a second there. Like, all right.
Little anxiety?
A little bit.
How's your anxiety here?
No. When
Who's the little guard? Who's the big guard?
Thank you, Jay Will.
Big body of him.
Leans in.
Hey, yellow shoes, blue shoes, windy, it doesn't matter, does it?
Bucket for Brunson. And then it's Hart.
Go ahead, Josh.
Spin.
Why not? Why not?
He's
So
feeling
nice.
it. He's feeling it.
Take a listen to the final seconds what the MSG crowd was chanting. Knicks in 4, Knicks in 4. Max Strus, you fouled out. Knicks win 109-93. Let's hear from Josh Hart and then from Karl Anthony Towns.
This place is special. You get into that mode. You see the ball go in a couple of times. For me, I just kind of black out and I just play the game like I'm a little kid in the park and like I've been doing it for years. I just kind of have fun with it.
In our minds, it's 0-0. You know, we got to win the next game. It's the most important game of the year. And that's how we treat it. You know, we're hungry for the opportunity to go out there and play basketball at the highest level. But we also understand that, you know, you can never be satisfied in these positions in the playoffs. So the mindset's going to continue to be 0-0 every single time we step on that court.
All right, well, Kat says it might be 0-0, but the numbers tell us otherwise. It might be 100-0 based on how historic New York is playing right now. They haven't lost a game since April 23rd. Their 9-game playoff win streak extends the longest streak in franchise history. And during the streak, they have a point differential of plus 212, which is the best by any team in a 9-year span of regular season or playoffs basketball. They were dominant in the second half last night. Brian Windhorst, your biggest takeaway from last evening's victory?
This is a certified powerhouse. This is a powerhouse team. This is an all-time great Knicks team, okay? They've won 10-2 in the playoffs. Both losses are by a point. They came down to the final possession. They have routinely beat teams, as you can see by the 212 number, by double digits. In the last series, Karl Towns was their offensive hub. This series, the matchup's called different. They just shift to Brunson, and he's powering them through. Last night, 14 assists. The Cavs threw a certain defense at them. In game 1, okay, Josh Hart's not hitting shots. Plug it in. Go to the small lineup. Bam. Last night, Josh Hart's making shots. Wham. This is what championship-level teams do. They hit you with different things. They handle different teams. They beat the snot out of the opposition. That's what the Knicks are doing. You don't assume anything, but this is a team. People talk around these parts. They talk about 1994. and they just get a certain look in their eyes, okay? If you're a man or a woman, but mostly men of a certain age around here, they start thinking about John Starks. They start thinking about, Charles Oakley and those guys.
Anthony Mason. That's
Anthony
who I
Mason,
think of.
exactly. You're one of the men of a
Thank
certain
you.
age.
I have a shaved NYC
That's
in my
what
hair.
people are going to be about, like this team. Whether they win the championship or not, people are going to have a special representation memory of 2026. We're watching it unfold right now.
Jay, 26 points from Josh Hart last night, a standing ovation. What did he do to get his game going?
Oh, he continued to take shots that were given to him. I mean, this guy that barely played in the fourth quarter and overtime in game one, and his teammates and himself believed in himself and continued to make those shots. Look, the way they were playing up on the same matchup as game one, Jared Allen or Evan Mobley had to guard him. They were clogging up the paint, so he was going to be left open for multiple outside shots. So 26 points. But guys, let's call this what it is. It's been a great shooting performance by the Knicks. This is who the Knicks are. They're quick to rotations defensively. They play extremely well. But you're also talking about a Cleveland team that has played 16 games in 34 days. Back-to-back game sevens, had a 22-point lead that they lost in game one. Like, it's not just fatigue physically. There's also something called decision fatigue. And I think you're seeing that in how Cleveland is playing. Their team heavily reliant upon catch and shoot opportunities. Their defense for the Knicks is great. They're not making those shots. And when they're not making those shots, the Knicks are going to dominate the series, which is why I said at the beginning, Knicks in 5.
This was a game at halftime, and I said Method Man performed. I was in the house. It was very good. Alan, what were the adjustments made, and what has been so impressive about Mike Brown during this series?
Yeah, they've been a really good second-half team throughout the playoffs. They really, for most of the season, Mike Brown and his coaching staff has done a really good job at just kind of seeing what the opposing team's doing and trying things out throughout a game to see what works and what are the counters. Because by the fourth quarter, they'll now know kind of what you're going to do, and then they'll then play the game of chess down the stretch. I thought it was great. Mitchell Robinson was in the game. They were going to do the foul him on purpose stuff, and so they put him in the game with 14 fouls on the Cavs, and they fouled Mitchell Robinson to get into the bonus, thinking, okay, now we'll put him on the line. Mike Brown took him out of the game, put in Karl Towns, and said, hey, with 7 minutes to go, we now have free throws. Thank you. Like, it's little things like that they have done. And the biggest adjustment, really, it's not an adjustment. It's they told Josh Hart, you're open, keep shooting. He was 1 for 5 in game one. They didn't play him down the stretch. He starts out 2 for 7. Look at him. He doesn't want the ball. Bridges like, take the ball. He doesn't want to shoot. He's wide open. He gives it to Brunson. Brunson's now forced. That's a grenade. Players hate that. They went to him and said, stop it. Keep shooting. You're open. So watch the next time now. This is when the run starts to begin for the Knicks. This puts him up 14. He takes a second, sets his feet, knocks it down. The crowd goes crazy. Later in this run, how do you get to 18-0? This is how. No hesitation. Catch, shoot, finish. Jalen Brunson said, I'm going to keep throwing you the ball. You're going to make shots. He ended up at that point 5 for 10. So you go from 2 from 7 to 5 for 10. Your confidence builds. The crowd's chanting your name. And now all of a sudden, the guy who thought, I can't shoot the ball, I'm hurting my team, now was effervescing with confidence because his teammates said, we're not giving up on you.
Can we just make the quick point that championship teams, like Wendy said earlier, win it in a variety of ways. So, first series, it was about the way the offense really unlocked with Karl Anthony Towns. Game one, we talk about how they change up the speed of the pitch. It becomes Jalen Brunson 1v1 basketball. In this game, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart carried the load in the first half, but also Brunson, his ability to pass the ball and make people around him better. I don't know if I know Wendy's impact on the game defensively and offensively is colossal because he's 7'4". But I don't know if there's anybody else in the playoffs that's making as much impact on their team from a leadership perspective and on the court performance than Jalen Brunson right now at 6'2.5".
It's a great
and that's being lenient from somebody who was labeled at 6'3", who's really 6'1.5", because me and Brunson are the same.
Yeah. Wendy, the garden of it all. Like, you're in the house. I was there last night. You were there, Alan. Like, it just feels like once they get going, it was an avalanche again in the second half.
Yeah, the Cavs hung close in the first half. Their strategy wasn't terrible. By the way, they were leaving Hart open on purpose.
Yes,
just in case you didn't know that.
Intentionally.
Yeah, that was a strategy decision. Yeah. And, in the first half, they're down 4. They score the first 4 points of the second half. The game's tied. The Cavs are like, you know what? Things are going good here. We're going to steal this one. But the Knicks are relentless. They have a lot of different ways. You look at this team, they check so many boxes. They have a superstar. They have big men. They have wings that can defend and shoot. They have guys that come off the bench that can score. Really, it's just a matter of choosing which gear works. And right now, the Cavs cannot match them. I do think Cleveland will be more formidable in Cleveland. You know, their bench was 1 of 15 on three-point shooting last night. They generated plenty of their own open looks they just didn't make. But to beat the Knicks, and especially the concept that you now have to beat the Knicks 4 out of 5, is a very, very tall order.
Yeah, but where's Evan Mobley at? 5 of 8 in the first half for 14 points. Did not take another shot.
Is that on
Zero
him?
field goal attempts?
But 0 field goal attempts.
Is that on him or is that on who's running the offense?
I think it's a combination of both. I can't relieve a player from accountability because he's that talented. By the way, the big spot is where they have the only advantage.
Those two bigs.
It's Jared Allen and it's Evan Mobley. That's where they have their advantage. There's no way if that's on Mobley as a young player in this league, 24, super talented, third pick in the NBA draft. Also on coaching, they prioritize, continue to give him the ball instead of just letting it be a James Harden, Donovan Mitchell offense led.
Joe, we turn the page to game 3. What are you looking at, and what's a bet you might want to focus in on?
I think what you do is you take all the love and accolades that you have from right now, which is well-deserved, and you flush it down the toilet. You get the Cavaliers minus the 2.5. As crazy as that sounds, it opens 1.5. It's up to 2.5. The 2 bets I would make would be on Cleveland, and then their team total is 107.5 points. I'd bet the over on that as well. They stink on the road. They've showed us that this entire postseason. Windy just hit on it. They're 2-7 straight up, 2-7 against the spread, scoring 104 points per game. At home, they're 6-1, scoring 114 points per game. The bench will come alive. We know the role players play better at home. I'd be betting on Cleveland. I'd be betting their team total
I would
over.
just make this point on game 3. New York City is alive right now. It's Memorial Day weekend. There's some folks with some disposable income who want to be a part of this run.
How much are flights to Cleveland?
And not that expensive, and it's not that far away. Wendy, I know you know that market pretty well, but could this be a Knicks invasion in Cleveland, or will those fans roll out and make sure it's not what it was in Philadelphia?
I don't expect that.
The Acela doesn't go to Cleveland. So I would say no, and also the